All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another live stream. Oh man, should be some fun, guys. We got Tyrese's arm, who's here already, and if I could just have someone else let me know if you guys can hear me, okay? And we'll go ahead and get started. So we got some new pictures for The Walking Dead Season 10's finale. Hey, Z Gamer. Hey, Sweaty Spidey. Are we good for audio? You guys can hear me just fine this week. I never know with the YouTube software. I really need to switch to use something else. Hey, C Benny. How you doing, man? Zombie 306 Killers here. We got Mega Matt 1254. We got Big Marcus is back again from Norway. That's cool. We got Scott Weinberg. Welcome back, Scott. Spitfire, Bruce, Guts, Tim F, Dwighty Boy, and Bruce Johnson. So good to see you guys. How you doing, man? Cool. So we got some new pictures. Oh, and by the way, if the stream happens to possibly drop or get disconnected, then I'll just kind of restart it or something. I don't know. We'll see. So I got the picture set. We'll do this the old school way. I got the old laptop that I used to work from. So we got the, you guys can't really see it too well. There you go. The Negan and Daryl picture, which is pretty cool. So you've got Negan and Daryl facing off there, deciding what they're going to do. It sounds like they're going to probably team up to try to take down Beta, which is really cool. And there are some other new pictures here, which I'll kind of sort of bring up. I need to switch streaming software so I can bring pictures up. This one is not so. This is my old laptop I used to use to make all the videos. I used this laptop for I don't know how many years with you guys with the channel. Probably like 5 years or 6 years. I used this from seasons 5 to season 9 or something. So this one, so they're doing the guts trick. So you can see Judith there and some of the others. There's Carol. So they're getting ready to do the guts trick in the finale, which is really cool. So excited to see that. Then we have Daryl, which we've seen this one before, this picture, where he's kind of going through and he's kind of looking around. You know, he's looking for Beta, right? He's going to try to take him down, man. Try to take him down. And then here we have, this one's cool. I have to blow this one up quite a bit. This old school way of doing it, the Beta picture. Oh, so awesome. So we are the end of the world for that one. So that's it for those. Oh man, the pictures are really cool. We did. Hey Shelby, how you doing? Junior, what's up? Daryl Dixon, can we talk? Triga, we talking about Beta out together? Are we taking Beta out together? Yeah, we are. Yeah, that's it, man. So we got Cal from England, so that's cool. And Robert Cola, Roy Smith, good stuff. And Jamie Lannister. So that's cool. So some Game of Thrones fans still kicking. There's a few Game of Thrones fans out there still kicking around. When the final season will come, October 4th. Yes. So for Yogi Gio, who asked about it, the season finale that we just went through those pictures for is going to be October 4th. So very excited for that. Can't wait to see that episode. And I got lots of stuff prepped for us tonight, guys. We're going to start with Walking Dead here, and then we'll get into some truther stuff after that, from some updates from this week and some fun different stuff going on. And we got some inside info for what's likely going to happen at the end of the year here, at least with regards to the online censorship and the vaxes. So it sounds like it's going to be crazy. From what I heard, it sounds like there's going to be thousands of channels or thousands of podcasts, social media accounts, things like that. Thousands and thousands ripped down by the engines, by the social media big tech companies. So it sounds like they're already having their meetings. Big tech is already on board. And when the end of the year comes up, when they're ready for those, when they're ready for them, there's going to be a huge amount of push on anybody who's anti you know what. So that's coming end of the year this year. We'll try to stay out of it as best as we can. I know you guys are probably going to be, it depends what they try to do, man. If they try to make it mandatory, there's going to be a outrage everywhere. But if they push back enough, like if they start taking down everybody who's creating content to push back against it, which it sounds like they're prepping to do, they're getting ready to do that, then this could be very, very strange to see. I guess we'll see what happens. But Yeah, I got a bunch of Walking Dead. Yeah, nanobots. Yeah, Martin. I mean, different people have different ideas for what it's going to be, but I think we all know that was the whole point of this happening to start with, was those. So as such, the inside information that's coming out now is that they're getting them on board ahead of time. They're getting them ready, and when the time comes near the end of this year, anybody going against it, it's going to, where's the mask? it's going to be silencing, mask style. It's going to be this way. It's going to be, nobody can say anything. So that's what it's going to be, man. Yeah. So when's the final episode getting released? Max TWD wants to know. It's going to be October 4th, man. So October 4th, we'll see the last episode of TWD for this sort of season. And then they're doing an additional 6 episodes, which is going to air next year, in early next year. So likely, maybe a winter start or a spring start, something like that for those 6 additional episodes that's going to be on afterwards. Let's do one question before we go into the prep stuff. Melon Lord 58 said, "What up, Trev? Do you think TS19 will drive people mad itself, or will the hype behind it be greater?" If it hasn't already done that, if you look at what happened there a few months back with certain places, and if you just watch the news in the States, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, any of the others, if it hasn't already driven a lot of people mad, then I don't know what is going on. It has. Absolutely. It's driven a lot of people mad. And it's really unfortunate. But the saddest part of it all was that from the information that I've heard and received, they knew about all this ahead of time. Like, this was all planned for, prepared for, well in advance. They knew how people were going to react, and they steered it. They used it in the direction they wanted it to go. Hey, Dan's Reviews, how you doing, man? So let's do the Walking Dead stuff first, and then we'll get into more of the T stuff afterwards, because we do have some new developments that I want to give thoughts on afterwards. So some of the questions for today, Pody Banner had said there's going to be a time skip for Fear the Walking Dead. They're going to be under Virginia's rule, not for a few weeks or months, but a few years. So Pody is predicting there's going to be several years of a time skip in season 6 for Fear. So we'll see if he's right about that. That's going to premiere the week after the Walking Dead season 10 finale premieres. So that's going to be October 11th. And the Walking Dead season finale is going to be October 4th, sort of season finale. So it's a good prediction. I think that makes sense that they would, because in the timeline, they're way behind where Daryl and the rest of the group are at right now. So it does make sense to me that you would see them skip up a little bit to at least be within a couple years. You wouldn't want to see them be 5 or 6 years behind consistently. You'd kind of want to see them, at least I think you would probably want to see them in sort of the same kind of time frame, or at least close to it. Something like that. Michelle Collins said, Virginia is the cringiest villain ever. Thanks, Trev. So that's a good one. I like that one. She is kind of cringy, I have to admit. Brandon Neer said, Trev, I've been watching old episodes from season 6 of The Walking Dead. I think it will go down as the best season of the franchise. My new favorite, it was always season 2. So season 6 is awesome to rewatch, man. The zombie herd is fantastic. It's a lot of fun. We all have our favorites. Season 2 was great too. I get the nostalgia, 18 Miles Out, Shane versus Rick situation there. That was great too. But season 6 for me will probably always be my favorite. I just felt like they had everything at that time. They had a lot of my favorite characters. Glenn was still alive. Abraham was still alive. You had Rick. Morgan just came back. You had Michonne still. You had Carl still. You just had an awesome crew and a shit ton of zombies. And that was just a lot of fun, man. It's a shame we couldn't see more stuff like that maybe afterwards. But, season 7 premiere was huge as well. Jesus got in, said, hey, Trav, do you think Morgan is going to make it past season 6 for Fear? So, yeah, I think Morgan is going to survive. I think Morgan will survive. He'll be just fine. and I don't foresee any issues with that. D&D killed Game of Thrones trolled me a bit, and he said, Trev, keep shilling for The Walking Dead. It's social engineering. So there are some truthers in the truther community. I won't mention any names that have gotten mad at me. I went doing some of these videos. Maybe my one last week where I I was joking around about it, but the idea that the pyramid is invincible. But they said that The Walking Dead is social engineering by itself. I don't think Walking Dead is social engineering. I really don't think so. I mean, it's based on the comic. It started with that. It was an indie comic through Image, and like people could try to see. There's a problem that occurs sometimes when people see everything as an agenda, or they see everything as having been planned out, and that's not true. Not every single thing out there is a part of what I call the pyramid, or what David Icke would call, he also uses the term pyramid, but he say spider's web, right? And he posted a great video this week on his website, davidicke.com, you guys can check out, which was really good, explaining how the web works in the different countries and how it all comes together to a central point. Similarly, like if there's a McDonald's, in whatever country, if there's a McDonald's in Japan, or there's a McDonald's in New York, or there's a McDonald's here in Canada, if the CEO at the very top says, we must do this, no matter whether you're in, Canada or the US or Japan or any other country, from that very top CEO point, I almost did the thing, from the top CEO point all the way down the pyramid, the update gets pushed in the States and in Canada and in Japan. So it's the same kind of thing with regards to how the world is governed. It's a world government. It's world global control, but not everything is part of that spider's web. Not everything is part of the pyramid. Now, they could say, well, if it wasn't approved, it wouldn't get on TV. But there's a difference between getting on AMC as a show that may or may not even work, and getting on NBC, or getting on CBS, or in the UK, the BBC, or these mainstream, CNN, I always call out for it. There's a huge difference between being on AMC and being on CNN, where you have what you're hearing from CNN is you're hearing direct communication basically from what I would say would be the United Nations or from the world government. So if they're mad at Trump, all you got to do is watch CNN and they'll tell you how bad Trump is. And all you have to do is, I said his name again. All you have to do is derive that the source you're hearing it from is owned by, or at least was started by Ted Turner, who is part of one of those billionaire clubs who did WCW with the NWO story arc with Eric Bischoff. You trace it all in together, and at the very top, there's actually a very few small amount of people, but they can't possibly control every show that's out there. Like, we have the worldwide TS19 situation right now. I joke about it by saying that, but in no way, shape, or form do I ever think that The Walking Dead was somehow social engineering prep or preparation for what we're going through in real life right now. I don't agree with that. Now, some people have pointed out certain shows like Contagion. Certainly, I've gone into the Netflix series Pandemic, which was so eerily timed, it's unbelievable. It released in January this year, and it sure enough, it features the man himself, Gil Bates. You guys know it, of course it would. But no, so to the truthers who are mad at me, whatever, it's like, cool it, guys. All right, I'm trying to do my best here to I'm a huge fan of Walking Dead. I'm a huge fan of zombie apocalypse stuff. I understand it's a bit dark sometimes. I understand some people might say, well, it's Luciferian, whatever. It's this kind of thing. I get it. It's cool, but it's what I like, and it's my favorite series of all time. It's what it is, but in no way, shape, or form do I feel like it has any serious social engineering in it. I don't feel that way. So that's me. Thank you, Esoteric, who said, love the channel and sent through the first super chat for today. So thank you, Esoteric. I really appreciate that. I like your name too, Esoteric. That's cool. Is there any esoteric meaning to The Walking Dead? Is there any kind of, underlying meaning there? I guess you'd have to ask Kirkman to see if anything was intentional. But, I don't agree. So it's cool. But I understand that, these are different audiences. Walking Dead is most of you guys. You guys are my go-to. You guys are my can I say favorite? I don't know. You guys are the guys I love hanging out with the most, the Walking Dead crew. But, yes, there have been some new people coming into the channel here. Like somebody joked and they asked me, Trev, is there anybody who's watched these videos and didn't know you made Walking Dead videos? And the answer is yes. There were several of them. And they were like, what is this Walking Dead thing? It was just weird to me. It was like, what is this Walking Dead? This is gross, or this is whatever. This is dead. No wonder why you're so negative, Trevor. This is death-related stuff. So it's cool, man. It's good stuff. But yeah, all I have to say is that I enjoy it. And no, I don't think that TWD is a pyramid series. No, I don't think it is. It is propaganda or anything of the sort. I don't think so. Yeah, thank you, Jorge. I like that one. We Are the Walking Dead. Yeah, that's good. Hyper Hawkins said, Walking Dead chance, my love. I love that show. Yeah, Walking Dead rules, man. So, and some people like the truther talk. Some people don't. Certainly YouTube kind of doesn't for the most part. But, I mean, if we mix it in with Walking Dead stuff, then we should never have a problem. Like, we should not have a problem. So let's do... let's talk time travel. It is possible, says Steve Benny. I don't know. I don't know if time travel is actually possible. I'm not sure about that one. I would tend to think that it's probably not. I don't think it is. So yeah, he's coughing. I'm getting sick, right? Oh no, I got the COVID. Actually, I'll tell you guys a story that happened this week. You know what happened? We went out to. We were near a Walmart, and we wanted to go in Walmart. I wanted to check the figures and see what they had, and Jess wanted to get some stuff. So we went to go into a Walmart, and I didn't have a mask. We had one mask. So obviously, as a good man, I give Jess the mask, and we go into the Walmart. I don't have a mask on, so I'm thinking, well, crap, I'm going to have to drive all the way home, 15 minutes, come all the way back, be like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of driving. So don't do this, guys. Don't ever do this. There was a mask on the in the parking lot. So you guys know what I did. You could probably guess what I did, right? I was like, F it. I went and I took the mask. I put the mask on. And I went into Walmart, and we were okay for a few minutes. It was dirty. I was like smelling. I was like, I think this is a guy's mask because I could smell like aftershave or something. And so I'm wearing this dirty mask that I get on the parking lot, and I go in, and I was cool at first. Like everything was fine at first. I was good for about 10 to 20 minutes, but then after about 20 minutes, we're looking through the clothes and stuff. Jess is looking at her stuff, and I start getting paranoid because I can smell the aftershave or whatever in the mask, and and then I noticed that it's like a little bit brown on the outside, because it was in the parking lot. So I'm wearing this mask, and I start getting freaked out. I'm like, we gotta leave right now. and so we left after that. It was fine. And then I got home and I got super paranoid. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, I wore this dirty mask from the thing just so I could go in the Walmart. Like, what's going to happen to me? Am I going to get, and I wasn't worried so much about the TS19, but I was just thinking, man, I might get like any kind of illness that the person and the bacteria and stuff, like, cause you can, right? Someone else's stuff, like right here. So long story short, I took some test booster. I was okay because I thought I was getting sick. It ended up just being paranoia, and I'm fine. So that was like, what was that, 4 or 5, 6 days ago, something like that. It was earlier this week. So I'm sure if I was sick, I would have been sick already. So I shouldn't have done that. Don't do that, guys. Be well prepared. Bring a mask with you, or maybe leave your mask in the car. Maybe bring 2 or buy extras, so you don't have to do something stupid like I did, and then get all, the biggest thing is I was all tripped out about it afterwards. So we got 112 people joining us now. Thank you guys for joining. Keith Holmesley, that's when is the Walking Dead season 10 finale? It's October 4th. Okay, there's the answer to your question. And we were looking at the pictures earlier, which are pretty cool. Daryl and Negan teaming up. So we figure that they're probably going to team up to take down Beta, most likely. So it looks like in the picture that Daryl and Negan are kind of meeting, and they're kind of discussing. And it looks to me like Daryl has offered to Negan to take him down and maybe make right all the things he's done, and which he kind of already has with Alpha. But do you guys think the 2 of them could take down Beta? The 2 of them together, Negan and Daryl. Do you think they can do it versus Beta in a herd? Maybe if Negan's got Lucille, maybe they can take him down. Yeah, Nate, I won't do that again. Also, I think is my focus screwed up here? Oh, there we go. Okay, it's back. yeah, I won't ever do that again. And because I just got freaked out afterwards. That was the biggest thing. I didn't get sick or anything. I was fine. But I just the psychological thing. And I was earlier. I was coughing like crazy because I was cutting a pine tree and all the stuff was coming in my face and stuff. So yeah. Hey Meg, thanks for joining. Meg Bonus 807, first time joining a stream. So thank you, Meg. Welcome, man. I hope you like it. Yeah. Let's see. It won't be enough, but I'll take hurt after fight and retreat. Okay. So Rebecca Briggs asked, Trev, who are your favorite Walking Dead YouTubers? I don't even know any of them. I don't know a single one of them aside from myself. So I don't. I just. I basically, there's a lot of drama online and there's a lot of jealousy too, between people. I mean, look at the truther community here. We're trying to actually just communicate out truth. And you literally have people fighting with each other when really you're all supposed to be on the same side communicating out truth. And yet you still have people at each other, which just is, that's insane. I mean, if you get drama for a TV series or for, I don't know, action figure reviews or something like that, I think that's kind of silly too. But to get at each other with regards to trying to communicate out hidden information to people, that's kind of crazy, but that's what I see. So that's mainly the reason why I don't do that too much is because of that. Also because, the channel has like 150 million views. So, I mean, sometimes people get, people get uppity about that, or they get mad, or they get whatever, or they get, people just get, it just sometimes causes drama, especially with guys that are, professionals, or they're trying to feed their families or whatever. It's nothing personal. It's just that, sometimes people get at each other. That's all. So that's why I don't really pay attention to, on purpose. I don't. And the other thing is you can get echo chamber too. So if I'm watching someone else and then I go to do my thing, sometimes I can unconsciously kind of sound like other people. So I try not to do that. So that my stuff is unique. And YouTube has become very crowded. You guys got to remember, I started on YouTube in 2009. So there was no such thing as a Walking Dead YouTuber. It didn't exist. It wasn't a thing. I've gone through this a few times. I was just making lots of different types of videos, and people just asked for more Walking Dead videos. So I just kept doing that. And I just kept doing what people told me to do. And that's basically where we're at now, 11 years later. So it wasn't like when I started, Walking Dead was even a thing. It wasn't a thing when I started on YouTube. It was, the comics were a thing. The TV series hadn't premiered yet, and then it just did premiere. And so I did a review of the premiere and stuff like that, and then it became a really great series over time. It wasn't guaranteed up front that it was going to be a really great series in the beginning. You had some great people involved, like Frank Darabont, Robert Kirkman, Andrew Lincoln, Lenny James, the others, like everybody who was involved with the series when it first started, Norman Reedus, everybody, but Melissa McBride and, everybody else, you guys know all the names. But it wasn't guaranteed that it was going to be a great series for many years. We didn't know that at the beginning or anything like that. So I was just, doing my thing. And that's just kind of the way things worked out. But after doing it for so many years, I don't take time myself to go and watch other. See, Rebecca, you started watching the show during season 2. So thank you, Rebecca. So so I can't really watch, it's cool to see maybe reactions and stuff like that sometimes, but I can't really watch, people, maybe they just started a couple years ago or started in season 5 or after that or whatever. Not that I don't respect them or anything. It's cool. I respect everybody who's doing their thing. It's no problem or anything like that. But I just don't get into it because it's better not to. And a lot of times it just causes drama. So that's why, which I'm not interested in either. Diana's getting a lot of buffering. So, we'll keep going for now and see if hopefully the stream can stay up. Let's see how it goes. Just let me know if you guys hear a lot of buffering or if anything. Fighting for scraps with the elites leave us with, right? Fallen Under says, hey, Trev, first live stream, but I haven't been... I've been watching your channel for years, been a truther. Okay, cool. And then he says the numbers, which I'll try not. I guess I'll try not to repeat. Robert Cole says Travis turning into a walker. Yeah, it's happening. Let's see. They're forming a tag team. Trigan. Yeah, yeah, they are exactly. Okay, let's see what else. What's the mask about, says Michael. I told a story about going to Walmart and using a mask from the parking lot and getting freaked out about it afterwards. That's basically what it has to do with. So I don't know why I did that. But, you know, it was cool. I'm fine. So it's good stuff. Yeah. But isn't it weird, though, if you're in public, like you can't cough now? Like, if you guys notice that? Like, if you're in public and you're going shopping or something like that, you can't, and then you try to stop yourself from coughing, and sometimes that just makes it worse. Then you get into a coughing fit or whatever. That happened to me. I was at a game store and I had to leave because I was like, I'm just going to leave. They didn't have anything that good anyway, but I started coughing and then people started looking at me like, you know, so I'm like, all right, I'm leaving. This is going to get stupid. So, which, you know, I mean, you can understand people getting paranoid looking at you like, oh, he's coughing. Oh my God, he's coughing. You know, it's like, but, because they don't want to get it either too. So it's, yeah, it's what it is. So, yeah, Negan and Daryl teamed up against Beta. I think they'll be able to take him down. I think they will. Okay, here we got some questions from before. So I wanted to continue after me fighting back against people claiming The Walking Dead is social engineering, which I don't think it is. Michelle C. wanted to see my thoughts on the Great Reset, or me to do a video on that. I'm trying to hold myself back from doing those types of videos. I want to. Do you guys know what the Great Reset is? Everyone know that. So it's basically a UN agenda program. They have like their sustainable living program. They have this Great Reset concept. There's websites posted about it you can take a look at. And so, I mean, they've got a lot of stuff they're working on. They've got a lot of plans going through. They're in the process of doing. So, yeah, man, we'll see what it ends up. You know, we'll see what it ends up being. We'll see what ends up happening with everything and how everything works out. But definitely to the end of this year, once the vaccines are ready, there's going to be a lot of controlling social media and a lot of banning and a lot of deleting and a lot of cleaning out. So I'm going to try to stay out of that as best as I can, because we don't want to get, you know, involved with that part, right? For sure. But someone says here that Save the Children is banned on Facebook. I didn't know that hashtag was banned on Facebook. That's crazy, man. Yeah, that's insane. Did you guys see there was a protest about Save the Children at CNN, I think it was, or there were some videos. I was watching InfoWars on Monday, and Alex Jones went through that, and he showed some clips, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. Save the children. Who could go against that? Who could not be in favor of that? And I think that Trump did say that they're going to be fighting back against human trafficking. So that's really good, man. I mean, you know, you can't go wrong with that. The whole Epstein situation has brought that to the forefront, so people know it's happening. They know that the internet has just helped them. The people that are involved to communicate and to do it. And, you know, some of those people are, you know, as you'd expect, like low level, you know, gangster type people who are involved with that kind of activity. But one of the categories a lot of people are not aware of is that at the very top of the world, there's also a group there like Epstein and Ghislaine and the others that are involved in and around them, celebrities, people like this, that are also involved in that. And I saw some pictures. There's one picture of Ghislaine, and actually she's in a background shot of John Benet Ramsey. So I thought that was a weird coincidence. There's another one where she's there, and there's another picture of her, and there's Britney Spears there. And that's another one that's quite interesting, considering some of the interviews that you can watch online with Britney Spears, where she switches her ego. She switches in and out. Woo, strong breath. And then she switches back. So I think this is great that they're going to be funding programs to save the children, to stop this kind of evil behavior and evil activity. Who wouldn't be in favor of that? I'm shocked if Facebook actually deleted that. I think that's insane. But man, yeah, Growing Up Daphne says the Turn of the Frog's gay. So that's one thing about Alex Jones, is that he gets into his sensationalist mode. But I mistook that as him being, or a lot of people did. They thought he was controlled opposition. He's not, so far as I can tell. I believe him to be, if you watch his episodes on BitChute, I watched one this week. He did one. He even put some Martians in there and stuff for CNN. It was really fun. Anyway, going along with the conversation of them letting people know, the U.S. government letting people know about aliens, this whole thing. So I thought at one point that Alex Jones might be controlled opposition. He's not. Clearly, he's saying a lot of things that he would not be saying if he was controlled. If he was controlled, they would tell him, stop saying this, and this. Because he's saying so many things and he's spreading the information so rapidly and so accurately that definitely if he was that, they would definitely shut him down. So I'm a huge fan of his. I think he's one of the best in the world at letting people know what he perceives to be the truth in the U.S. Certainly, he's probably the best in the world. He's the best in the U.S., let's say. And then you have David Icke in the U.K. Those two I view as kind of in a league of their own. And then everybody else kind of comes afterwards. Those two are the best in the world at it, I think, right now. Let's see. Brett, I think some of the things that he's saying he actually doesn't know. Like, I think Alex Jones thinks that NASA really did go to the moon. Like, I think he thinks that that's true. And I have no problem with that if that's his opinion. Like, he thinks they did it. He thinks that they have a secret technology they're holding back from people. Maybe they do have some secret technology they're holding back from the rest of us. I'm sure they do. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's just what he thinks. That's it. So sometimes we can get stuff right. Sometimes we get stuff wrong, whatever. But the big picture, I would say, for everybody is all basically agreed upon, which is that you have a global controlling super government, which is public now anyway. United Nations is public. They don't hide that. But you have people like Ghislaine, who was at United Nations talking about saving the oceans and stuff like that. Meanwhile, she's with Epstein doing whatever they're doing in the background. So I think all of us are just hoping to hell that Gil Bates is not one of those where he's pretending to help everybody with health. And then in the background, he's going to do something totally different, like Ghislaine was doing. I'm going to save the oceans. And then over here, I'm doing this, bringing the girls over here and doing that. So I think we all hope to God that Gil Bates is not doing the same thing. But man, there's pictures of him hanging out with Epstein. There's, it's nasty stuff. I'm really surprised there haven't been any protests against him yet. I would expect there to be, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's go. Alex Jones should have never been taken off social media, says Fallen Under. It's David Icke, Stefan Molyneux, a lot of the others, but from what I've heard, we haven't seen anything yet. From what I've heard, this fall and winter, when the vaccines hit, there's going to be tons of people cleaned off of all the different platforms. There's going to be tons. So that will not be a rare thing. That's going to be a consistent thing. So as such, I'm really going to, cross my T's and dot my I's, try to do the best that we can to, live in truth, but at the same time, not get hooked out because of it. So digitally, Sarah G, after last week's video, said that aliens are demons. So she liked that one, and she agrees that she thinks aliens are actually demonic in origin, which I went into a little bit last week in that live stream. That it's an odd coincidence that Greys look like Iwas, which was the entity that Crowley believed he was communicating with prior. And then later we see all this gray stuff. It was Little Green Men, and then it became Grays around the Whitley Strieber's communion time. And he also did black magic before that. So I do believe that the kind of the form that we know of Grays actually came from demonic origins to begin with, and then was kind of passed along and used and then brought into the popular culture afterwards. So long story short, yeah, I think aliens might be demons, kind of. Yeah, sort of. At least the Greys that we know of, I think that they could be some form of demonic entities or demons. Yeah, that's right. But that does conflict with a lot of our pop culture and a lot of our understanding of space. Like, our understanding of outer space is that it's so incredibly vast and everything like this, and there's so many planets that there would have to be life out there, and then at some point it would come here. That's kind of the narrative that is drawn from all of these movies and all of these
things like this. And most people now are of that belief. I think that is correct. So they think that they're other from another planet or solar system, like the Betty Barney Hill answer, which is that they were from Zeta Reticuli. I think it's interesting that the N word of that is lie. Zeta Reticuli. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Also, if you've ever listened to Betty Hill's interviews and stuff, she's a little bit cracked out. She's a little bit kind of crazy. So I don't know. Hey, Rob, how you doing, man? Thanks for the super chat. So Robert Frank 615 says, as pointless as these masks are, and it's not about public health and about control, I have to admit, I am enjoying the dirty looks I get when I wear my MAGA or thin blue line flag mask. Do you have one of the thin blue line masks, Rob? Oh, that's so cool if you do, man. Or a MAGA hat. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Wearing a MAGA hat right now. I think CNN did a recent deal with a professor who had, I think they said that he predicted every election of the last, 20, 30 years, something like that. He's very good at predicting the elections anyway. It's a CNN video. And he says that he's predicting based on these 13, it's got to be 13, right? 13 criteria that Trump will lose. And of course, CNN published it, obviously. So he thinks that based on the criteria that Biden will win. Even though he can't even think, but he's still going to win. So, yeah, the police flag, right, Rob? Yes, I saw that. So there's a new flag. So that's cool, man, that you got that. I think that's great. So he's got the flag, and it's got a line in the middle supporting officers, which I think is great. And I understand we have a lot of different viewers here. Okay, we have some people, and listen, we all hate getting pulled over. We all hate getting in trouble with regards to police officers, but we have to also acknowledge that they have a damn difficult job. And right now, their job is insanely difficult. And a lot of them don't even get paid that much. Like, if you look at their salaries, it's not that impressive considering they could get killed on the job. They could get shot. They could get stabbed. They have to go out and deal with this crap day in, day out all the time, over a career. And so, we got to appreciate them for keeping law and order. Otherwise, if you can't keep that, then property rights are useless, and everything else. Pretty soon, if you abolish police, pretty soon the whole society crumbles. That's basically what happens, and then it just becomes chaos and anarchy, which is not good for anybody. So I think it's good to support them. And like I said, I know, guys, a lot of people hate them. It's what it is. And I do too. Sometimes they get out of line. Sometimes they give you a ticket when they probably shouldn't. I get it. I know. But I think that's good to show your support. And thanks for that, Robin. Yeah, keep waving that flag, man. Wear your MAGA hat if you want to. And I'm very interested to see at the end of this year if they can convince, because this is the way I see this. The pyramid is basically going to try to convince everybody in the U.S. that Biden is fit to be commander-in-chief of the free world, I'd say, or of free United States from their vantage point. I don't view it that way, but they do. And the pyramid is going to try to convince people to not go with a man that has. Okay, so here's what he's done that I think the pyramid is angry at him for. He's charging tariffs like crazy, especially to China and other places like this. Here in Ontario, for example, he just brought in a tariff this week for, I think, another 10% on steel and different imports from the States coming here. So he's made a lot of enemies, and we'll get into this in a minute, too, about him saying he's going to go dark. He has made a lot of enemies. He certainly has. The Big Pharma Cartel, who Robert Kiyosaki claims that they told him, don't talk bad about vaxxers or they'd kill him. Because Kiyosaki's got a big following. So it's very serious. It's going to be very serious. Anybody who's anti, it could get ugly here, right? So because it doesn't go far, it doesn't take much to go from deleting people's accounts all out and silencing them online to silencing them in real life, for real. Like silencing them the old school method, right? Now you got the mask, whatever, to hush us, whatever. But yeah, man. So I believe Kiyosaki when he says that. You guys know who Robert Kiyosaki is? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He's done a lot of books. He's done a lot of stuff like that. There's a video you can watch on YouTube where he says that. He says that, some of his, because he's got some very rich, powerful friends. Like Trump is one of his friends, actually. They're friends. They did a book together. And he says that he was told, don't talk out badly against the or. So yeah, man, that's for real. It doesn't get any more real than that, right? So I'm trying to say this sort of in code with you guys, but he's made a lot of enemies. Trump has. So Trump has made a lot of enemies. He said he was going to go dark this week in one of the speeches, and then he kind of has still been doing executive orders and doing different stuff like that. We'll see if he does go dark. I think that he may have to do that. You know, he may have to step back into the background for a while and get out of the front and get out. Just go in the background and don't worry about the freaking debates. Don't worry about anything else. Be safe first, because his safety and our safety is paramount first. And unfortunately, you know, when people get desperate, if they get desperate and they really want this thing to go through and he's really against it and he really tries to stop it on behalf of the people, well, I don't have to say the rest. You guys know what could happen. So yes, I would say get out of the spotlight. Don't do speeches outside if you can help it. Do them inside. Use a webcam if you have to. Do whatever. Just be safe. Get out of there, because, you know, it's yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I hope everything is good, and I don't want to be a doom and gloomer. I'm sure everything will be okay. I'm sure it will by the end of this year. But yeah, man, it's a bit of a tricky time, and I think now is the time to be paranoid for people, especially in high-profile positions like that. Now is the time where your paranoia, good. Be paranoid. Be careful. Do the best you can. Up your security. Don't take unnecessary risks. Do whatever, because yeah, it could be a dangerous time. Because what if they can't get him voted out, and then what do? Then they got to deal with another 4 years of him strengthening the borders, putting more tariffs in other countries. The internationalists don't like that. The internationalists want free trade. They want everything to be all connected, and they don't want the countries to be separate like that. They want everything to be, you know, the internationalists probably want all of our stuff made in China. It'll be the world's manufacturing place. And then it goes the industrial country. And then it goes from there everywhere else. And there's, you know, no tariffs or whatever. And then everything is open. So it's all basically the same thing. And the countries are kind of like more like territories, or they're known as like regions on a map to say where they are, but that they're not like, they're all basically the same. It's one world, but it's whatever. That's what the internationalists want. So if Trump is upping the tariffs and he's upping the separation between that free trade, free internationalism, then yeah, it's very serious. They're gonna want him out of there. There's no question about it. So thank you, Rob, for the super chat. And I don't mean to upset anybody. Unknown, for your question. People get mad at me, though, Unknown. That's the problem. I love to answer your question and say, well, yes, I would. The problem is that people get mad. And, man, you really got to look at it. Watch some interviews with Biden. Hear the criticisms. Okay, there's lots of criticisms of the Donald. Sure there is. But look at Biden. Just look at him. Just look at him do anything for a few minutes. Look at him talk for 20, 30 minutes. And then just sit there and ask yourself, does it sound like this guy is ready to do anything, really? You know, and I would say the answer to that is no, it doesn't. So, you know, but do what you want. It's your choice. You know, we all have a choice. And I think that the world government also operates in that style as well, too, is that they give people the ability to choose an agency, and then they use social engineering to try to control their choice. So people do have the ability to choose, but their unconscious is being steered in directions where they want to go most of the time. So if you consent to it, if you're giving them consent by saying, yes, we're going to do this, then, and that's what they want, then they get what they want. If you don't consent to it, then they have to go back to the drawing board and try other ways to say, how do we get the masses to consent to and to do what we want them to do? And that's what social engineering is all about. And it does exist and it is prevalent, but it's not everything. And nobody can control absolutely everything down to the minutia. That's not possible either. So, yeah. So what we got, the MSN covers up for him, says Mag Bona 807. Yeah, they absolutely do. They're completely anti the Donald, completely, which fair enough. It's not like he hasn't. He hung out with Epstein too. So I'm not going to sit here and defend the man and say he's perfect or anything. He certainly is not. But somebody ratted on Epstein. Somebody got Epstein caught, which is really good. We want that. We want. I'm not for snitches, but you got to snitch on him. You got to get him caught. He can't be doing the stuff he was doing and Ghislaine and the stuff they're doing. They have to be caught. So Alex Jones says that Trump was the one who made that happen. I don't know if that's true or not. But if he did take down their ring, it was a blackmail ring. It sounds like. So it sounds like they were getting the stars, celebrities, people they want to leverage on, Prince Andrew and others, Bill Clinton and people like this, to come in and do the deeds. And then they were using tapes, or they were using that as leverage to control them. And that's part of how they control the world too. Is the dark side of things. Get people to do something that's illegal, tape it, keep it on record, use that against them. Now you own them for life. You can blackmail them for life. So so that's what it is. So agree unknown, agree Mark. Yeah, so that's what Rob said. What did Mark say? All eyes. I'm not gonna get the rest of that. Okay, so what else we got here? Because YouTube also gets mad. Let's try not to say the 3-letter thing, because YouTube does, I think, clear out stuff as a result of that too. I think that's what happened with Stefan, really, or at least that was at least part of it. What happened to Walking Dead? So Jordan Pippin. So yeah, let's get back to Walking Dead a little bit. I think I did have some stuff. Let's. Crucifix wants to talk about crisis actors. Let's not. Well, let's try to get back to Walking Dead stuff, guys. Let's do the best we can here. So let's see. I'm just trying to see if I got a Walking Dead question here. Okay, so let's see. I'm just looking for different ones. I think I went through a lot of the stuff I wanted to touch on. But so Ice Judge has said, Trev, you got to start a BitChute so that you can do a dual upload or upload your stuff there too. Yeah, I kind of want to. I do want to. I haven't done it yet, and maybe I'll do that. But it's difficult because my audience is here with you guys. So that's that. So I don't think I had too many more Walking Dead questions prepped. If you guys have any, you can send them through to me now. But here's one. We got Fallen Under, who says, what are your thoughts on the Walking Dead movie with Andrew Lincoln? Well, we're expecting the movie probably to come out in 2022 now. I am looking forward to it. I want to see it. And so it sounds like they're going full steam ahead with it. They're going to finish it so far as what they've said. So I'm looking forward to that. And I kind of can't wait to see it. But we'll see what, we'll see what happens, how long it takes, when it premieres. But I'm excited for it, and I can't wait to see it again. But yeah, it certainly has been a long wait, because he left in season 9, right? So they would have filmed that a while ago, man. And now we're going to become season 11. So it's like almost probably 2 years since he filmed that, his leaving part, or maybe it is 2 years since he filmed his leaving part. Now, so that'll put us at another year or two. So he had kind of like 3 years off or whatever. So that's good, man. I hope he had some good time, spend time with his family, getting to spend time with his girls, his wife, and everything. And that's great. And but I'm excited for the movie eventually here when it does air. And and just getting through. I'm also excited to get through this year, to get into next year. And just to pass some time, because hoping for better days next year than this year. This year has been psychologically very draining and hard to keep up with. And so I do understand people getting at each other a little bit because of all the stuff we've gone through this year. Maybe it's just necessary that's what would happen. Let's see. Okay, what other better sidekick for Daryl, says Dan Smith, Beth or dog? So, I guess dog. Well, no, I mean, Beth was an okay sidekick, I guess. The girls liked seeing her, but dog's pretty sweet too, so I don't know. I can marry Beth to a dog. Who's the better sidekick? I guess it's kind of a question of, would Daryl be better off on his own or having to protect others at the same time? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see. Okay, we got Yeah, how is things in New York there growing up, Daphne? I did hear there was a kind of an exodus of some of the richer people in New York leaving and moving out of there, which certainly I understand, given everything that's happened. But it sounds like they're trying to stop that, but it's not gonna work. They're gonna leave. Well, they have the right to leave if they want to. So season 10, Nick Sweat said that it's extended by 6 episodes, and it's going to be a 22 episode season. And yes, it is. So very excited for that. Let's see questions here. So Israel Al-Baran says, "Hey Trev, love your videos. Me and my girlfriend Olga and Tiana. Me and my girlfriend Olga and Tiana. Is Tiana your daughter, or you got two? Do you got two girls going there?" Okay. Lewis said, "You think Rick will be found, but will be found, but with a new wife and child?" No, I don't think they would do that, Lewis, because then the fans would get mad. So I don't think they'll do that. I think with Rick, they might do the amnesia angle, or they might do something like that where he doesn't know who he is, or he doesn't know where, or that whole thing, or he's not allowed to leave, something like that. Yeah, Marta, that's hard to manage, man. I don't recommend that to anybody. Actually, it might sound cool up front, but I don't think it is. Oh, sorry, guys. I got a coaster here. It's getting kind of hot up here. Okay, we got. Chris Vick said, "Have you noticed Joe Rogan has washed his mouth even more lately?" No, I haven't noticed that. Not at all. Has he talked about any of this stuff at all, really? Or is he just staying out of it 100%? How is the Joe Rogan situation? Is he actually going into any of this stuff, or he's not going into it at all whatsoever? I think he did say he was moving out of LA, right? So Joe Rogan's going to move out of LA to Texas, which is probably a reason for that. Well, when people get stressed out, sometimes they fight or flight. So, and there's nothing wrong with it. I got a damn bug in here. There's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes you just want to get away, and he's got the cash to do it. So he's gonna move or whatever. Maybe shake somebody who's on his tail. Maybe get him off his ass, man. That could be good for him because he's a big time influencer out there, huge, biggest on the internet probably. And so if you think that they're not going to watch him closely, then you've got another thing coming. They certainly are. But he did say that he thought that Trump was going to eat Biden alive in debates, right? So that's something. They don't want him saying that. I guarantee you. They don't want him to say that. I know that. So yeah, man. So that's something. So he's got his new deal. He's with Spotify, so that's good. But man, we all got to be careful what we say. He does too, and he doesn't want to lose that deal either. As a Texan, so we got a good number of people here from Texas. There's a few people. Okay, so we got Robert Frank. Texas is a red state. I need to move there too. Rob, where do you live again? Are you in LA, Rob, or where are you at? Did you guys hear the LA mayor? I think he's been encouraging people to snitch on each other. Did you guys hear about this in the news? So if anybody has a party, then they're encouraging people to snitch, and then they're going to shut off their power and their water if they get caught having a gathering, which I was like, what? That's insane. So that's communist level stuff. Once you bring in snitches who are snitching at each other. So say I'm walking around and then someone's like, not wearing a mask. He's not wearing a mask. Oh my God, you're not wearing a mask. And then calls like the authorities or something. Once you get snitches, it's full blown. That's something I always think of, like back in, if you think about like when you're in high school, usually you read some books about, or you learn a little bit about the Soviet Union and communism and what it is. And, when I heard about them encouraging snitching, I just thought to myself, I was like, wow. I was like, so that's where this is going. Once people start snitching on each other, it's like, so they're like more on the side of the government than they are their fellow man. That's when it's like, it's crazy. That's when it's like, it might be too late to switch it back. Once you have people snitching at each other, you say, oh, you're not wearing a mask, I'm going to call the cops or something. Like, that's when it's like, oh man, it's like it's too far. Okay, growing up Daphne, have a good night. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon. It's cool. Against Biden, right? So he did say that about Biden. Yeah, he did. Sorry, I got a bug in here. I'm trying to kill it. I was cutting a tree in the backyard earlier today, so I had to come in and out a bunch of times. It's game over, man. Game over. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Okay, AD 206, Joe's political options change depending on who he's talking to. Yeah, that's true. He's kind of trying to agreeably go along with who he's talking to mainly. Olga says, hey, Trev, we love watching your vids. Also, my husband's Israel and my daughter, Tiana. Okay, good. Wonderful. We got a positive situation here. Can't wait for the Walking Dead finale. So that's great. So thank you guys for watching. That's cool. So your husband and wife watching at the same time together. That's cool, man. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night, Olga, and thank you for the support. That's wonderful. And Israel, too. Okay, let's see. Oh, he had a question. He said, do you think The Walking Dead will be done in season 13, 2024? So I did kind of do a video on that, whether or not it'll get a season 13. I think it'll get one, and you might be right. Maybe season 13 will be the last one, or maybe can they try for a 14? I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know if they could try for a season 14. So, yeah. Oh man, that's a tough one. So okay, let's see here. Maybe not. Maybe that's the most that you're going to get out of it. Everything has like a shelf life. Everything does. So eventually. So as long as it goes on for. Okay, let's see what we got here. So can you answer any of my questions, Mark Kohler? Okay, what did you send? You didn't send me a super chat, did you, Mark? I didn't skip your super chat, did I? Okay, so always from Dublin. Okay, that's cool. Would you ever think of starting a Walking Dead podcast? So Mark, it's a good idea, but I don't have time because remember, guys, I'm not a full-timer on YouTube. I'm just a part-timer here. I still have, I've kept all the way through my full-time gig. So I still have that. So yeah, so that's what it is. So it's just what I decided to do. Yeah, the bending the knee thing, Chrisifix brought up the bending the knee thing. The bending the knee thing is interesting. It's certainly after the situation, it made sense that people were doing it based on the official narrative. If you break out of the official narrative and you look at it from another angle and you say, I think that was probably not what people think it was, like the moon landings, for example, which is what you're doing if you break out of that mindset and you step back and you look at it objectively and you say, okay, do I trust this? Do I think this was real? Or do I think this was not real and was done on purpose, Hollywood type style to gain some kind of political ends? And I believe that was the case. So who are they bending the knee to? I would say that the people that were bending the knee all that time, even though they thought in the movie they were bending it for a good cause, they were actually bending the knee to the supreme awesome might of the pyramid in my mindset. They were actually bending the knee to the unbelievable mind control prowess and mind control power of the pyramid. And I don't mean to say that to upset anybody. I don't mean to say that to offend anyone. The same way as I look at the moon landings and I say, yeah, that didn't happen. Same deal, man. I just look and I say, yeah, it's weird at the timing they cut off in the body cam part of that. They released some body cam footage. I'm like, the part I want to see is right after. Oh, they cut it off. Because the part I wanted to see was right after that. And they cut it off right at that minute. So then you got to ask yourself, why did they cut it off there? Well, maybe there was a swap out. So what are you talking about the pyramid? So unknown doesn't understand. So I've been doing lots of videos on this lately. Unknown. The pyramid is basically the super government. It includes the United Nations. It includes world masonry, which a lot of your famous celebrities and people in at the top of industries are Freemasons. People like Bill Gates, for example, 33rd degree. At least it's rumored that he is. It's hard to know who is, who isn't. Some of them are public. Guys like Buzz Aldrin is a high-ranking Freemason. So the world government includes United Nations, the families of the 13, the different councils, the Committee of 300, and also world masonry over, all around the world. So that's what I talk about. When I talk super government, I'm talking about the UN, and I'm talking about, that group, which is really one group, which even includes something like a CNN, for example. That's their voice. That's the pyramid's voice of CNN, basically. When you listen to the agenda they're pushing, you're hearing the agenda of the pyramid. Okay, so no, I'm not Alex Jones. I don't agree with everything that Alex Jones does say, but I agree with a lot of what he says. I think he's right on a number of points. We just probably differ with regards to the NASA deal. I just think NASA is 100% completely fabrication, 100% all the way around. I don't believe anything they put out, and I certainly don't believe in any of their so-called accomplishments, such as landing on the moon, doing this kind of stuff. So, but he doesn't. He's not on the same page with that with me, and that's okay. You know, we're all entitled to have our own opinion, whatever. And I'm not a mini-me of him either. Like I just said, I don't agree with him as far as that stuff goes. And I'm not a mini-me of David Icke either. You know, David Icke's got his own opinions. He's got his own viewpoint. He thinks the TS-19 situation was completely fake, 100%. And I don't. I think that there was a release, but then it was so like crazy overblown, over the top, that's where it goes. So I have my own mind, I think, for myself, but I do hear what the different people can bring to the table and can present, and then we can see what rings true. Even someone like Gil Bates. I look at Gil Bates as closely as anybody because that man is a very powerful man. With regards to world health, he's basically the appointed ruler of world health right now, is Gil Bates. So what do you want to do about that? That's not conspiratorial. You just have to look at that's a fact. You just have to look at everything he's connected to, and his foundation, the Gil and Melinda Gates Foundation. You just have to look at that and see everything he's connected to, and you'll see that that's not a theory. That's fact. He is the most powerful man in the world right now, appointed by the pyramid for world health, and so. You know, that's what it is. Then that's not a theory, man. That's a fact, man. All you got to do is look at the different. That's public. That's not hidden. That's right in plain sight for anybody to see who wants to see it. What do you think about Soros? Well, I haven't spent too much time researching Soros myself. I just look at him as another one of these, top level guys in the pyramid that is funding and helping with the agenda and pushing it forward with regards to different movements and whatnot. So, and they do that in the Middle East too. They did that for a long time. They would use the people of a country to overthrow a regime. So they'll do regime change. They'll fund certain groups that might be radical to overthrow the administration, and then maybe they kind of come in and pick up the pieces afterwards. So they can fund, and they can cause chaos, and they can cause overthrow, and then maybe another overthrow, and by simply funneling in massive amounts of money into places that don't have that much as we do in like US, for example, funnel it in, and you can manipulate like pieces on a chessboard. That's the way I look at him. So yeah, I know. He's quite radical actually with some of his support. If you look at his support, he's quite radical. As far as stocks and investing in funds and that, well, if you know what's going to happen in the markets, then as David Icke would say, then how hard is it to put your money at the right time, draw it out when they're going to drop it, and then go back in when it's at the bottom, right? So it's not that hard to do. It's like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett's he's best friends with Gil Bates, and he's supposedly the most successful investor of all time. And he just happens to be another Mason, right? Oh, what a surprise. Follow a number, look into XRP. Yeah, I've got a few thousand XRP. So I'm way ahead of you there for a few years. But it hasn't done that well lately. It's kind of dropped and never gone back up. But hopefully in the future it will. We'll see. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, so, but you think Gil Bates is involved in the pyramid? Are you kidding me, Unknown? You must have missed like a bazillion videos. Gil Bates is the pyramid rep for global health right now. You know, that's his job. That's what he's doing. He went from Microsoft, from selling software, and now he's selling vaxes, bro. That's what he's doing. He's selling the vaxes. So, and making sure nobody tells people not to buy. So, absolutely. He's basically like he's most likely under a Rockefeller in the States in the pyramid, most likely. So you're behind. So yeah, it's all good, Unknown. I understand. Anyway, let's see what other Walking Dead stuff we got, because we got to mix it in as best as we can here. And I think that's good. We had some comments about how badass the governor was. I included here from before, and he was pretty badass, I have to admit. Let's see. Okay, so I think that's everything that I mostly want to touch on for today, guys. It's not all doom and gloom, though. The world markets are actually doing pretty good. The United States market is back up to almost where it was before this whole thing started, so that's good. So things are getting better, and so it's, I don't want to sound too doom and gloomy or anything like that. Things are getting better. The economies are coming back, and we'll see when everything's done at the end of the year here, how people are feeling. So season finale, Mario, is October 4th. So that's when we're going to see that. So thanks, Fallen. Thanks for watching. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? The market is good. AD. But here's the thing, AD. In terms of the stats, I believe in terms of the stats, AD, no more additional people have than usual. So even though that sounds bad by itself, and CNN will certainly let you know that, what they don't tell you is that we have not had anything unusual this year in terms of the raw stats at all. In fact, we're probably down. We're most likely down. I'd have to look at the stats. I'm sure the World Health Organization will hide them. They won't let you see them, but I was looking for them. I couldn't find them. But I believe if you look at the stats, we have not had any more additional bumps in terms of mortality for this year over any other year. Exactly. So it's just like, it's what it is. But do I think it's contributed to some additional? Probably. But you know what? The lockdown probably stopped a lot of people from getting sick, that if they were out in the world going around, they probably would have gotten the flu, or they would have gotten other stuff. I would think that the flu would be down a lot right now, too. I don't think a lot of people would have the flu. So, but go to the World Health Organization for the official answers on this stuff, right? Disclaimer, YouTube, right? So did you guys see there was an interview with Ted Ross, who's the lead for the World Health Organization, and he said that basically, this is long story short of what misinformation is. He kind of defined misinformation. Misinformation is anything that didn't come from us. It's basically what it is. Anything that's out there that didn't come from the World Health Organization is thereby misinformation. So anything they disagree with is misinformation. So anything that anyone in the world says, whether they're a doctor, whether they're a researcher, whether they're a professor at a university or what college or what have you, it doesn't matter. If anybody says anything that goes against what Gil Bates and the World Health Organization have to say, it is, quote, misinformation, or Fauci. So there you go. So, Rob Frank says, show me something dropping 20s, 30s, and 40s. The scam. Yeah, it is. I know. So, Mike said, I work in security in a hospital and not many critical cases, but a whole lot of people getting tested. Yeah, right. A lot of people testing, but probably no more busy in terms of actual people who are ill than usual, right? Maybe less, actually, which is what it is. But so what'd you say, YOLO? You wanted me to answer? Which OG Walking Dead character would be the coolest to see in the timeline right now? Dead characters that you wish survived till now. I'd say Glenn or Merle. So I think I've been asked this question a few times. I usually say Glenn. Merle was fun too, but I usually say Glenn, man. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I miss the old school OG Walking Dead characters. Yeah. Thanks for the super chat, Rob. You don't have to do that, man. Okay, so he said, show me something dropping healthy people, and they're right. 20s, 30s, and 40s at an alarming clip. Then I'll wear a mask and be afraid. Right. So I hear what he's saying. So he's saying that really there's nothing to worry about, nothing to be afraid of. Yeah. You know what's sad too, Rob, also is that, and to the rest of us also, is that, the psychological effects of people being scared to their wits of a super virus or whatever, it's almost like the psychological impact as a whole on the people of the world has probably been worse and more detrimental to their health than an actual virus that's out there that some people have had. But the percentage of people, I mean, you got 8 billion people on the planet. How many people got it in total? Hardly anybody. So I do agree with you there that probably the psychological impact has most likely been worse for people than the actual amount of people that have actually had it. So, because everybody is scared, especially elderly people and stuff. You guys hung around elderly people much? I go to my parents' house and I tell them over and over again, like, don't worry, you're going to be fine. You need me to go get you stuff, I'll go get you stuff, whatever. I'll go to the store for you if you want, whatever. It's cool. But don't worry, get sunshine, get a little bit of exercise, get out a little bit, do your stuff. Because some of them are so scared, man, they won't even leave. Like they're just sitting at home by themselves. They're not going anywhere, not doing anything. That can be very bad for your health too. If you're just like cooped up all the time for months on end, you can't get up, you can't leave, you feel you're afraid all the time. Man, it's that's not good for people either, So it's a tough year, man. It's just a tough year. This is all we can say about it. Yeah. So can't wait to see who's cast as Sebastian, Trev, says Mike. Yeah. So I am excited. I hope that they can get, it'd be perfect. It's the kid who played Joffrey. If they can get the kid who played Joffrey to do it, if they can talk him into it, man, that would be just a cast. That would just be a perfect cast, man. That would be awesome. So I would hope to see that. I would love to see that. So yeah, man. Okay. Dwighty boy. Nice. I'm not going to respond to that one. But if you could say anything social engineering, maybe that's a little bit social engineering. Maybe that's true. So I don't know about that. So yeah, let's see. Did I have anything else prepped? I don't think I really did. Yeah, no homeless people dropping like flies from TS19. Yeah, I mean, you won't see anything out of the usual. If you didn't watch the news and you were disconnected from everybody else and you were living in a cabin somewhere and you went into town or something, the only thing you'd think is weird is that some people are wearing masks on their face and you'd be thinking, what's going on? Like, what's happening? So it's what it is. So yeah. So okay. Well, I think we went through most of the stuff I had prepped tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to check out The Boys pretty soon. So I want to watch the rest of the episodes of The Boys. A really good show. Season 2 starting soon. So I'm looking forward to watching the rest of that. So let's see. Who is Joffrey? Oh, well, from Game of Thrones, there's a kid named Joffrey who is a really awesome villain. He's actually probably older now. Maybe he's too old to play him now, actually. But I could probably still do it. It'd probably still be worth it. Sebastian is a kid who's the son of Governor Pamela Milton, who's a lady that we might meet soon in Walking Dead TV series. And so her kid is, from the comic version anyway, is quite the handful. So I would like to see a Joffrey version of him or something like that. That could be really cool. Yeah. Yeah, you too, YOLO. I'll see you, brother. Yeah, thanks, Rob. I appreciate you encouraging people to press like. Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind, if you could press the like button, I do appreciate that. Would be great. And let's see. The Boys, yeah. Let's see. Thanks, Janie. Okay, guys. Well, maybe we'll do a few more questions, but I might wrap up soon here with you guys. Let's see. Okay, so Lean said, Trev, I prefer Walking Dead going with a bang and not slowly disappearing. Quality over quantity. At least Game of Thrones never lost viewership. I think AMC is going to bleed the series until no one watches. Well, Lean, I'll still watch regardless, and I'll still make videos on it. I know a lot of you guys will still watch too. But, we don't know how many more years, maybe a few more years, and then it'll be time to do that. But we'll see how people respond after COVID. Like, are people going to want to watch it after COVID? Are as many people going to watch it? Is AMC going to do okay business-wise? Because COVID has hurt a lot of people's businesses like crazy, man. So that's true too. We got to remember that. So we'll see. But we'll just take it. We just appreciate it as much as we can and enjoy it as long as it lasts for. And yeah, it probably won't last forever. And yeah, I'll still watch as well. Becca, me too. Okay, Umbrella Academy season 2. Okay, Peyote, I'll try to check that out. And I still gotta watch Ozark. Jay's always on me for that one. I almost said Joe there. Jay's almost always on me for watching Ozark, and I haven't seen it yet. I tried watching it, and I couldn't get through it all because just timing and everything. But definitely, The Boys is still on, so I want to watch that so I can do some reviews of that with you guys. But yeah, it's a little bit quiet, Mark. But the reason why is because someone's just named Beta in the chat. That's awesome. Beta, are you going to be able to take down both Negan and Daryl at the same time? Don't think so. Thank you for the super chat, Mike. I do appreciate that. So Mike said, are you excited for Fear Season 6? The bounty hunter storyline seems like it could be interesting. Thanks for all the continuing content. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate your support for the channel like that. That's really cool, man. Fear Season 6. Yeah, I'm very excited for Fear Season 6. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be some fun. The bounty hunter going after Morgan, I think is going to be really cool. And can I say it's my second favorite series on TV? Yeah, it still is, because The Boys is pretty good, but still it's my second favorite. And then maybe Stranger Things after that, and then The Boys after that. But yeah, man, looking forward to Season 6. It should be a lot of fun. The bounty hunter character looks really cool, and I'm excited to see him go after Morgan and Morgan defeat him eventually, which I hope that he will. So AMC vending, well, not really, Peyote. I don't think they really have too much. Maybe a little, but not too much. We all have to a degree, I think, right? We have no choice, really. Yeah, I will add him to my horde in the of Guardians. Yeah, Beta's going to add them to his horde. Yeah, exactly. I think Ryan Hurst was not at the Comic-Con. Was Ryan Hurst at the Comic-Con from home? I don't think he was. So maybe he'll be killed off in this last couple minutes of this episode. Maybe that'll be what happens. We'll see. Is that emoji? I don't know. Yeah, I miss Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was really good too. So yeah, let's see. Umbrella Academy, I gotta check out. I haven't seen it yet. Thoughts on Elon Musk and his place in the pyramid? Jonathan wants to know. So Elon, yeah. So Elon is a technocrat. He's like a Gates or someone like that, but in the technology spot. So he's also pretty high up there. I think his his dad in Canada was something big. A lot of times, so most of these people don't come from like just any family or whatever. They typically come from like prominent families and prominent people who are into, you know, military, big oil, banking, different professions. Certain professions like this. You rarely see one of these top people whose dad. Actually, Joe Rogan's kind of like that in some ways. What was his dad? I forget what Joe Rogan's dad's job was. But I think Joe Rogan's probably a natural success, actually. I don't think he was placed there by anybody. I think he earned it. Elon Musk most likely placed there. Gil Bates, his dad, started Planned Parenthood. So he would have been in tight with the Rockefellers to start with. And definitely a pyramid guy. And so is Elon as well. Not that he is a bad guy necessarily. He might not be a bad guy personally. You know, you could go over to Gil Bates' house for dinner. He might be a really nice guy. You know, you could, I don't know, he's probably not that bad. But when it comes to managing world population, you know, it's like you got a job to do, right? If someone tasks you with a job, then what do? You go do your job, right? If you don't do your job, then what happens? You get fired. What happens if the pyramid fires you? You die. That's how it goes. Yeah. So thanks again, Rob, man. Just bought the Tregan shirt. Let's go. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. I appreciate that, Rob. I hope you like it, man. Yeah, Trev Chan 2 shirt. I still got a few. I got to get a new blue one. Yeah, I got to get some updated ones going. But yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate your support for the channel. And I want to thank you guys all for sticking with me during this whole craziness of this year. Man, if it wasn't for you guys, I don't know what I would have done. And also, you know, I probably would have stopped making videos almost entirely if you guys weren't there for me. So thank you guys for watching, for joining the live streams, for having fun, for doing, you know, for being there for me, because it's fun for me too, guys, to do this with you, just so you know. Thanks, man. Tregan, we trust. That's awesome. Did you get one of those? Oh, that's cool, man. I got one of those downstairs. Yeah, that's wicked sweet, man. Thanks. I should wear that one more often. That's wicked cool, man. Thanks, Rob. And good luck with your stuff you're working on, man. Rob, do you do a lot of workout videos and stuff? Are you still making videos and everything? Sorry, I haven't gone to your channel directly for maybe a couple months here or so. Okay, yeah, Tobin's shirt. Yeah, right. That's never going to happen. I get some new merch. Yeah, I should redesign some. But I like the shirts that I've got now. They're pretty cool. And thank you guys all for supporting through Patreon. If anybody's here who doesn't trust Super Chat or doesn't know how to use it, you can also go to patreon.com/TrevChan2 and you know, sign up for like $1 a month or something if you want to help the channel continue, which I thank you guys for doing that and for doing this in super chats and stuff too. It does help a lot with the time and stuff and everything. So I want to upgrade my camera again at some point here with the next year or two. So I might do that at some point. So, okay, let's see what else we got. Any final questions here? We're at 1 hour and 20 minutes and the stream has been up the whole time. Oh, that's great. So I think I figured it out. I have to use a Walking Dead thing for the stream, and then we're fine. If I use mind control stuff or like 10 hats or pyramid stuff or whatever, then sometimes maybe they get mad and shut off the stream. So the reviewers at YouTube, they're paid employees. Can you imagine doing that as a job? Your job is you just sit there all day and you just have to review quickly content. And then anything that looks like it could be something you don't want, you click on it and delete it. Can you imagine doing that as your job full time? Like you just click videos, delete, click videos, delete, click videos, ban, click videos, ban, click videos, strike, click videos, this. Because the algorithm can't do everything. Some people say, well, it's all AI. No, it's not all AI. They have people there too that do it a lot also. It's not 100% AI. I took AI programming. I know how to do machine. I know that also. It's not 100% AI. I took AI programming. I know how to do machine AI driving. So there are people at YouTube that do get paid around the clock. It's their job to monitor what's being done on the stuff. Absolutely.